comedian to come to the stage. Yeah. This next guy goes all over the DMV like every comic that we have here pretty much. Give it up for the very talented Jeff Heisman. Give it up for Jeff.
Good evening, Frederick. It's nice to be on during the last 10 minutes of the soccer match. You have to say match. I'm sure there'll be a goal and then everyone will scream. But in the meantime, it's nice to be in Frederick. I like being here. I had a show recently at a hipster place in the district and I didn't feel comfortable there. I went in there was loud music, it was really crowded, but a young woman came over and started talking to me. My age, you really appreciate that. Except she asked me, "Are you the fire marshal?" I said, "No, I'm here for the comedy show." And she said, "Oh, are you here to watch your son perform?" It's tough for a guy to get older because we still look at women the same way we always have, but women look at us differently. We become distinguished. Yeah. I know how a girl in her 20s distinguishes me from other guys. She's distinguishing me from someone she'd have sex with. At work, I'm that nice middle-aged man that young women come to with their problems. But not hot girls in their 20s problems, boring problems. Like, what box to check on the 401k plan? I don't want to hear that. Take that to your dad. I want to hear about your hot friends. But that's not what happens. So I'm at my desk at work and a young female colleague tells me that her computer won't start. And I tell her she has to put her ID card in first. So she asks, "Do you have to put it in all the way?" Wow, what am I supposed to say to that? I'm having 3 conversations in my head at once. The one where I'm answering her innocent question, the one where I'm thinking all sorts of things and not about computers, and the third one where I'm called to HR and told to explain myself. And then escorted out by security. But then she doesn't stop. Then she asks, "If you take it out, can you put it back in again?" Well, if you ask nicely, sure. I got in an elevator recently. Thank you. And the guy gets in and starts talking about politics in an elevator. You can't do that. That's a breach of elevator etiquette. There are only 3 acceptable topics of conversation in an elevator. The days of the week, not bad for a Monday. It's hump day. The weather, and the classic, the speed of the elevator. We got a local, we got an express. That's it. That's the entirety of the elevator conversation universe. But the thing about elevator conversations is that they don't make any sense anywhere else. I mean, think about it. The bedroom, it's hump day. Takes on a whole new meaning. And you certainly don't want the express. Not every audience gets that hump day line. So Frederick, I've learned a lot about you. When you leave an elevator, don't tell me to have a good one. It makes me think that there's something wrong with the one I already have. And if you have a conversation in an elevator, it can't last longer than the time it takes to travel 2 floors. It's just not fair to the other passengers. One day I got in on the first floor with 2 women. I pressed 3, they pressed 5. One of them turns to the other and asks, "So how was your date?" And the other one said, "It was so romantic. We had dinner, then we went back to his place, and then and they turn and look at me as the door opens on my floor. But I'm not going anywhere. I want to know what happened. So one of them asks, "Isn't this your floor?" And I said, "Yes, but that was before I knew you had a date." "Please keep talking. I'll just stand in the corner. Won't be creepy at all." And as for that guy that started talking about politics, I got so mad, I pressed all the buttons and told him about my colonoscopy. See how he likes that. I appreciate it's so nice being here. This is so much more fun than my day job. I have a day job. Some of you are going, good, you need one. Thanks a lot. I'm a lawyer. Hold your applause for the legal profession. But I don't like talking about being a lawyer when I'm on stage. And the reason for that is that when people meet a comedian, they say nice things. Like, tell me a joke. Say something funny. That doesn't happen with lawyers. Nobody meets a lawyer and says, tell me a statute. Say something in Latin. And I can sometimes get my jobs confused. One day I was in court, and the opposing counsel said, I object. But I forgot where I was, and I thought he was a heckler. So I turned to him and said, I object to your face. The judge was not amused. Recently finished my taxes. That's not bragging, it's just a setup. And it was a chance for me to assess how my career as a professional comedian is going. I took all of my comedy income, subtracted all of my expenses, like mileage to Frederick, things like that. And it turns out that as a professional comedian, in 2013, I lost $400. But things are looking up. I got a free parking spot tonight. Yeah. I certainly wasted enough money during the last NCAA March Madness. It seems like everybody fills out a bracket, even if they know nothing about college basketball. Like my father. We have a family pool, and there was a game between North Carolina State and Temple University. I didn't know to pick, so I studied the rankings, the seedings, even the RPI, and I picked North Carolina State. My father picked Temple, because we're Jewish. You know who got it right. I appreciate that response, Frederick. I told that joke in Centerville, Virginia. If you don't know where Centerville is, you find the NRA headquarters and go 10 miles south. And I said, because we're Jewish. And the audience looked at me and yelled, get him! I've been married a long time. My wife and I just celebrated our 28th wedding anniversary. Woo! I think it was 28, could be 29, could be 27. I'm not exactly sure. What's the difference? I'm not going anywhere, she's not going anywhere. It's a life sentence. You can interpret that any way you want. On the day of our anniversary, I went to her Facebook page and I wrote, happy anniversary to my wonderful wife. This counts as a card. She didn't mind. We've been married for so long, we just get each other whatever cards are on sale. You don't know how many times we celebrated Kwanzaa. I went to Victoria's Secret to buy something sexy for my wife, and the saleswoman asked, what size is she? And I said, I don't know, this big? And the saleswoman said, sir, you didn't have to touch me. And I've been married for so long that people ask me for marriage advice. Now guys, you know the 3 words you're supposed to say to your wife. Nobody tells you the 5 words you're not supposed to say. And here they are. Don't you have that already? One time, I forgot. My wife said, I need a new purse. And I said, I only have 1 wallet. I don't see why you need to have more than 1 purse. And she said, I don't see why we need to have sex more than once a week. I hadn't thought about it that way. So I bought her 7 purses. Thank you so much, Frederick. Good night.
Keep it up for Jeff. Keep it up for Jeff. Yeah.